I was looking at the news, and they're talking about that scandal, that college scandal. And like I said what I think about it. I think those people live a life of privilege, and now all of a sudden that's not available to them anymore. But what are they doing with it? I was wondering, what is that all about? Now all of a sudden they want to make money off of it, and they want to make news productions out of it and put it in gossip magazine and talk about it and stuff. So is it about money? Boy, this is weird. They're very hurtful. Very hurtful. I'm surprised. I'm surprised they pick on those people. Anyway, you gotta be careful on the wrong side of the law. Look how dirty the law is. Look how dirty the law is. Look what they did to Bill Cosby. Put him in that horrible place where he could be hurt really bad in that horrible place. Here they have the prisoners can work, or they can go to class all day and do something productive. But that was a horrible place when they put that man in. The law ain't no better than other people. You just got to be careful on the wrong side of the law. You have to be careful on the wrong side of the law. Because, you know, in Louisiana, as a first offense, if that wasn't no horrible crime, they wouldn't do any time. That as first offenders, they would have probably gotten probation, community service, and learned corrective behaviors on their probation. Then they would have had complete expungement if it's just a first offense. You see what I'm saying? Unless it was something serious, and they won't make that out to be something seriously, morally, seriously and wrong and all of that. That's so evil. That's so evil they did those people. I won't say them during the trial, but I feel like the law that they have bad lawyers that were not preparing for that case. They had bad lawyers that were not preparing for that case because the law said that we all our right. You know how you always doing something when you go to a cell phone, we go to the dentist, we go to the hospital, to the doctor for your checkup, to the emergency room. That will give you these privacy and things. That's because it's your right to privacy. It's your right. Well, the law says that all Americans had a right to due process, and the law says you are innocent until you are proven guilty by your accuser. You are innocent until you are proven guilty by your accuser. You are innocent until you are proven guilty by your accuser. Here in Louisiana, that would have done any time. That was a first offense. Yeah? And unless it was something serious, like really hurting someone. Embezzling like hundreds of millions of dollars. I don't know. But I think it's so evil how they're hurting people. It's just saying all kind of evil stuff. Evil stuff. I ain't hurting nobody. You know what I'm saying? In Louisiana, if I was preparing for that case, if I was an attorney, I was preparing for that case. I remember in the O.J. Simpson case. First of all, he was guilty as anybody could see because he ran. If the police confront you, say, "What's this all about, officer?" I mean, one time I was in my office, and I had opened a little office because I was trying to, do a little something. And this the girl that had office down the street. I mean, she called the police. Call the motherfucker. Call him. I want to talk to them myself. You know what I'm saying? I feel he shouldn't have ran. He should have said, "Well, what's going on here, officer?" That's the first thing. Second thing, he had a cut in his hand. Second, he had a bloody glove on his property. And this, he had bloody gloves on his property. You know what I'm saying? So the man could have easily been proven guilty. But if you look at the salary, I would look at the salary on Google.com and say that the Cochrans were paid $5 million for that case. And then Marsha Clark was paying her salary $96,000 annual, plus a bonus of $15,000. You think she went out her way to do any research or any work? You know what I'm saying? My first argument, they had argued that racist cop had intended to frame OJ. Racism is not a justification for letting a murderer go free. Racism is not a justification to let a murderer go free. The attorney did no research. No research. And trying to prosecute that. They ain't doing no research trying to prosecute. They just show up. They show up late. Marsha Clark, go back and through that, and if you feel like, anybody want to relive that. No one wants to relive that. But Marsha Clark was late a lot. People just showed up. They didn't do no research. First thing I would do is I would go in if I were arguing this case, this college thing, I would go in and find out just who all the players were, what the school policy is, what the sports team policy is. You see what I'm saying? That's what I would have done. Because, for example, my daughter went to college and she was not on a team, but they let her be a ball girl, and that way she gets to go to all the sporting events, and she could get some of her tuition reduced just for being a ball girl. Baby, I'm gonna research all that, and my first thing would have been to question that is this legal or is it a policy? Is this a law written on the California books, or is this a policy in the handbook at the school? That would be my first argument. Then my second argument probably would have been intent. Here in Louisiana, intent is very important. I mean, if you are driving down the street and you have every intention of murdering somebody and you're going to run over them with it, you know what I'm saying, intent to kill them, you know what I'm saying, it's murder. But say that you get in your car and somebody come out of nowhere with an axe trying to hack you, and you accidentally run over them. You see what I'm saying? Intent is very important. And what these women intent was. These women were first offenders with the intent to do something positive the wrong way. Their intent was to do something positive, but they did the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? So intent is very important here. What do you mean intent is very important here? Why, intent could be just between a felony and a misdemeanor. Why? What intent? Well, a felony is punished by 2 years minimum, and still suspended and get probation as a first offender. But a misdemeanor is punishable by a minimum of a fine, a maximum misdemeanor is punished by a maximum of 6 months in jail, suspended. You can get a fine and community service. First offenders can get a felony and still get suspended, get probation, and get a first offender. No sir, no time. First offenders, unless of course there's something violent, of serious. You know what I'm saying? But intent could reduce. Intent could reduce. You can say, well, this lady tried to say she was not guilty, but in the end she accepted a plea bargain. Well, her attorney could have said her intent reduces that guilty of to a misdemeanor. She is guilty. Let's say the prosecution found her guilty. They found her guilty of a felony charge, a bribery or something. I don't know. But her intent could reduce it to a misdemeanor because she wasn't intent to defraud anybody. Her intent was to do something positive for her family, but it ended up being the wrong way to do it. So that intent could reduce that guilty felony to a guilty misdemeanor, which would have been probably a fine of maybe $100,000 in community service or something. No jail time whatsoever. No jail time whatsoever. Here in Louisiana, she wouldn't serve no jail time on the first offense. Like I said, unless something horrible, But I just feel like they're just evil. How they just keep writing that up, and hurting the people. I wish I'd take a picture in a bowl and wait for somebody to say something to me. I don't wait for somebody to say something to me. Oh, I just wanted so happy my son did it without cheating. And people cheat every day. People cheat. Shit, people get up in there and they go in and get somebody a pencil and let them take the test for them. Cheat every day. They cheat every day. Cheat every day, all day. Don't get up there and act like you saying something important. I wouldn't let that bother me. I hope that people have a strong skin, and then not let that bother them. That's just evil. People cheat every day, all day. They let them act like you something special, Well, you something special. I'm sitting up here, child. Let me go ahead. I'm supposed to be doing something else. Obviously, I'm supposed to be doing something else. But I just watched the news, how they just calm down. They want to move out of it, make some money off of it. I had tried to make some submissions, some screenplays in Netflix, but I'm sick of Netflix. I'm sick of Netflix. I can't believe they're doing that. I can't believe they're trying to do that to that woman. This is evil to try to make some money off of that. This is evil. I don't know if I want to do business with Netflix. But anyway, I'm finna get off of that. I'm finna get off of that. I need to take care of my family. I have personal things I'm dealing with myself. I need to seek the Lord for, and be sitting here watching the news. But it's evil. And that's why I said find out. I said find out why they're coming after these women on that witch hunt. I say fine. Now you see, after all of this, they want to make a movie, they want to make some money, they want to make some news stories, all of that. Baby, that's just wickedness. This is wickedness. Let me tell you something. You want to question somebody's character about cheating, all that, but who will put their resume under scrutiny? Who will put their resume under scrutiny? Who would? See, I don't know why I put on my resume. Shit, you can call them people you want them. I don't know what they'll tell you. You can call them if you want. I don't know what they'll tell you. Might tell you something good. Look, you want me to hire me or not? Because I don't know what people on that shit gonna tell you. Who will put their resume under scrutiny? If you put it under scrutiny, I want you to put your resume online, and so we can call some of the people and see if you're telling the truth or not. But look, I don't want to hear that about character and cheating and all that. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear all that right now. That's just wickedness, how they trying to hurt people. That's just wickedness. That's just wickedness. Quit being dirty. Quit being dirty. Celebrate your victory and celebrate your celebration and your good time and all of that. You could have had a party. One of my church members just got a master's degree and they had a hell of a party. And they ain't had to talk about nobody. Your boy ugly ass ain't got no party going, and she ain't got no friend that had no party with you. You could have been drunk. You been wake up drunk this morning from partying so hard. Wake up messy with your ugly ass. Wake your ugly ass up messy talking about people, up in people's business. Boy, that just make me mad. That make me mad they just doing that like that. But let me get out them people business. They don't want my vote. They don't want my vote. I'm finna leave them alone. I hope they got a tough skin. Cause people got a whole bunch of mess with that. Nothing but some mess. Well, baby, I better take me a picture in a boat. Take me a picture in a boat and try to get on a team and try and write a check. And I'm waiting for somebody to say something. I want somebody to say something. They say nothing to me. I say something. Anyway, let me get myself off here. It's just saying this is evil. This is evil as you want to be. You better be careful fooling with the law because they dirty. People is dirty. Be careful out there fooling with the law. Rethink that and see if you can think of something else. Dirty.